I'm not the organic guy. I run paid ads every single day, and that's how I scale all of the businesses. But here's what nobody tells you. The paid stuff works 10 times better when the organic is already doing its job. The ads pour people in, the content is what gets them to trust you enough to then turn into your clients. So no, I'm not going to tell you to quit ads and post reels all day. I'm going to show you the organic system we use next to our ads. The one that's turned just over 600 followers into 101 clients for one of the clients that uses this system. And all of it is in just 3 phases. Now, I call it the TTC, the Traffic, Trust, and Conversion Framework. And I'm going to give you the whole thing today. And at the end, I'm going to show you how we get an AI to run it so you barely have to do anything. Now, super quick context so you know I'm not making this stuff up. I've built a coaching company and I sold it. We coached over 2,300 coaches in 27 countries in just that company alone. And this is the exact system that we've used to be able to do that. Because here's what I see every day. There's coaches posting constantly, reels, carousel, stories, the occasional crying out for help caption at 11 p.m. And if you ask them one simple question, the whole thing falls apart. And that question is, how many clients did you actually get from that post? You get crickets, silence. They don't know because it never actually got them one in the first case. It might have got a few likes, maybe a comment from their mum, but that's the trap because you're being busy and you feel productive and you're showing up, you're doing the work that so many people are telling you to do, but it's probably eating you alive from the hours, the mental load that you have to pour into it for the lack of results that you're actually getting. And I did this too. I'm speaking firsthand from experience. I confused activity with progress. I posted like an absolute maniac. I grew an audience, had over 50,000 followers in my last Instagram account. And when I sold my company, I actually sold that Instagram account along with it as well. And then I had to start from scratch, which is why I know you are able to grow a fantastically high profit business with actually a small amount of clients. You don't need that many views because it's not a posting problem. It's a path problem. Content that gets clients doesn't come from posting more. It comes from moving one stranger through 3 stages and they find you, they trust you, and they go into your sales pipeline. And that's what the TTC framework is. So let me draw it out for you. There are 3 phases. Traffic that gets you found, traffic that makes them believe you, conversion turns them into a client. So if you miss one of these, the whole thing actually leaks. Most coaches might be really good at one, but they don't have all 3 working together, which is the trick. So phase 1 is traffic. The job here is simple. Get a stranger, the right type of person that you want as your client, to actually see yourself. That's it. You're not selling, you're not booking a call, you're just getting the right person that is a potential great client of yours to see your stuff. The top of funnel content has one rule: stop the scroll, give them a reason to care about you. And we use 4 types to make that happen. 1 is connection. This is the human stuff. This is your story, your struggle, the things that you've gotten wrong. Because people don't follow experts, they follow people that they feel something for. Name the feeling that they're sitting in and they'll stop scrolling. Now, secondly is value. You teach something, dare I say, actually useful. Not everything, but one thing that they can use today, because when you help someone for free, they assume the paid version is even better. And it should be that way. Because 3 is then proof type posts, showing the result, a client win, a screenshot, a number, something that is actually you getting results with your clients to prove that you're good at what you do. And then 4, and this is the one almost nobody does, is showing your actual work. You actually doing the work, filming the client call prep, building the offer, whiteboarding the strategy. People don't want a polished guru. They want to see how the sausage is made. And that's the content that makes them go, I want this person in my corner, especially when you have all 4 of those pieces working together, because we make the right 4 things for that right person. But traffic really is worthless if the place that they're actually landing on doesn't do the job. That's why phase 2, and phase 2 is where I see probably 90% of coaches quietly lose all of their sales that they've hard worked for. If you've made it this far, seriously, Thank you. I appreciate you being here. But real quick, if you are a coach or consultant who wants to be able to build a self-growing business without bloated team, a big ad budget, or working more than 3 hours a day, then make sure that you hit subscribe, because everything I share here is built for founders just like you, because it's likely that you are done chasing bigger and ready to build better. So let's get back to it. And phase 2 is trust, where someone clicks on your profile and you've got about 3 seconds. This is your storefront, so it has to say who you help and why instantly. So you want to be able to fix your profile, your pinned posts have to be correct. You need to make your proof obvious, because then we're able to build trust with a stack of content that every job has one specific task for. Because at the center of this is the thing everything else points to, which is what we call a YouTube VSL in most circumstances. Now, just side tangent, doesn't have to be YouTube if that scares you. We have some clients using long form blog posts, using stubs stacks, using actually just Instagram Reels that are just a little bit longer than usual, but I'm going to stick with, just in this episode, talking to a YouTube VSL. And now, this is not the VSL that you're thinking of. A traditional VSL is a sales letter read out loud, 20 minutes of pain, you agitate, you pitch, and it's built to sell on the spot and it feels like it. Ours is different. Our YouTube VSL is a long, generous teaching video, exactly like the one you're watching now, but it's not trying to do a hard sell. It teaches the whole system, it shows the proof, and lets you decide if you want the help. And that's the pillar, that's the piece that does the heavy lifting on trust. Because by the end, you don't feel sold to, you feel taught, you feel valued, you trust the person who just gave you everything for free. And it goes into the move that most people miss, which is all of your other content points back to this pillar. The short form clips, the reels, the carousels, they're not random. They're cut from specifically the pieces that bring people back into the center. So the stack looks like this. The pillar is the VSL in the middle. Then there's the supporting pieces around it, a story post with a call to action, a testimonial reel, an authority post, an offer breakdown, client interviews. And each one is specifically actually created to have a specific doubt in their head, because they are legit. Does this actually work for someone like me? What is it actually going to cost? Can I actually trust them? These are the questions you have to answer that are in their head. Because when you do this right, they message you and they're already 80% sold, which brings us to the key part, which the gurus don't teach whatsoever. And this is the part where you actually get a closed client, because phase 3 is conversions. And this is where the trust becomes money. And this is where I want you to actually watch the numbers, because the numbers are the whole point right now. Last month with a client, we started with 3,154 followers, and the content pushes them to one action: send a DM, or we reach out first. And that was 1,251 outbound messages plus 32 who came to us, who turned into 232 real conversations. Those 232 became 63 booked calls. 16 of those calls happened, 11 became clients. 3,154 followers, 11 clients from content. Now, here's how you make it predictable instead of just sounding good or lucky, because there's a few rules that we live by. 1, your content is the setup. Every single piece should make the next step obvious, not like if you agree, send me a message. 2 is speed. When someone messages you, reply fast. A DM that you answer tomorrow is likely a dead DM. The person who's already moved on and probably signed on with one of your competitors. Because 3, the DM doesn't do the selling. The DM books the call. You're not going to try and close someone over a text. We're going to give a little value. We're going to make sure we qualify them, and then we move them to the calendar. Now, I understand there are some coaches that do want to close into the DMs, and we have a ton of clients that actually do. But typically, and I'm just saying in broad strokes right now, most coaches when starting off, unless you're doing 30,000 a month or beyond, in general strokes, we will want to ensure that we're just selling through calls, because you want that market feedback. And I also want to get my clients up to 30,000 to 50,000 a month or higher to then be able to build and install those automated DM sales processes. And then we go into the next section, which is the leakiest moment inside of your entire business. And that's between I booked to I showed up to I sold. Now, people call off in minutes. So the second that they book, they hit a short video from me that gets them to warm up, ready to be able to call. And this one move can lift your show up rate from 20 to 40%. And ideally we're looking at 60+% or higher. And it's the cheapest money that you will ever make, because on the call, you sell the system, not the tactics. Nobody's going to buy a pile of hacks. They want a clear path to getting to the result that they've ultimately come to you for. Because the beautiful part of this is, when you know these numbers, growth stops becoming a mystery. Say you've got lots of DMs, but you've actually got no sales conversations. Maybe your messaging is off. Maybe you've got plenty of calls, but you're not actually closing them. Your offer or your qualifying is off. The funnel tells you exactly where the leak is, which is why we can grow our coaches' businesses so much faster. But there is one catch that I want to be honest about. Doing all of this by hand, that's going to be a full-time job. The content, the pillar videos, the clips, the DMs, the follow-up, it's a lot of work. Most people watch a video like this and you're probably going to feel tired of it because it is work. So we did something about it. Inside of Rainmakers OS, we've got the entire AI to run the TTC for you. It writes the top of funnel content in your voice. Connection, value, proof, posts. Then it helps you build the pillars or the long form content. It will script them out to matching your target market to your offer with your voice as well. It's an AI running a system that I've already proved by hand, and you just get to follow it. Because the point of this is, you as the coach, you show up as the face, as the expert, but the machine is handling the rest of the hard work for you. But let me leave you with one story. A relationship coach in London, she was doing about $6,000 a month on one-on-one coaching. She was really just trading hours for dollars, and she was getting exhausted. We built her offer and we put this system behind it. $47,391, 38 days later. First launch, same coach, same expertise, but different model and different content system behind it. So from this, here's where you're at now. You've got the understanding of the whole system, how to get traffic, how to get trust, how to get conversions, going from found to trusted to booked to sold. And you can build this out yourself right now. Or if you'd rather we hand you the entire machine already running, the AI, the whole system, there's a link down below. Click it, book in a free demo call. This is where me and my team will walk you through exactly how the system will work inside of your business and answer all of your questions as well. Worst case scenario, you find out the constraints and we show you the 2 or 3 things that actually fix them. Best case scenario, we actually build it, install it, and it's up and running in less than 4 weeks for you. All right, that's it for today. And if this did hit home for you today, and if you are building a business that's meant to give you more money and more freedom, then I want you to be able to do 2 things before you go. 1, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because you're a bummer if you missed out on everything else to come. Number 2, grab the link in the description and be able to book in your free demo so you can see the exact systems, the exact process, and you can be able to install it inside of your business. Because remember, this channel is for coaches and creators who want a daily income, simple systems, and to be able to take time off. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.